Nittany Lions entrance just moments away now. James Franklin talks about the 8 seconds he spends feeling the energy, holding his players back before they make this entrance.
Hey everyone, it's Don with Don's Field of Dreams Cards. Haven't been buying a lot of cards lately, which I'm hearing that from quite a few people on here. And actually my wife commented it to me today asking me if I was getting cards sent to my office because she hadn't seen any packages at our house. And I don't know what it is. I can't say it's even the prices. I'm in a little bit of a funk. I just haven't felt like buying anything lately. I'm still watching YouTube and obviously I love my cards, but just haven't felt like purchasing anything lately. Not really sure why. Obviously not getting out of the hobby or anything like that. Just taking a break, I guess, but not really on purpose. Just, I don't know what it is. Just haven't felt like really buying much lately. But so this gave me a good excuse to make this video. Dustin and Blake have a contest going to show the best all-time defense video response. So great reason to make a video for him. So as you guys know, I'm a huge vintage baseball card collector, but as Lou Rock says with his Tampa Bay Rays, I have a mistress, and that's Penn State football. I absolutely love Penn State football. I'm an alumnus of Penn State, and root for them more than I do the Steelers. And as you can see here, I've got Penn State players from their playing days in the pros. And lately, I've been actually, if I can find it here, trying to get more of the guys in Penn State uniforms. And I think we had 5 or 6 guys drafted this year. So you can see there they are in the Penn State uniforms. So I'll be adding some cards to that. So what I'm doing for you, Dustin, is Penn State's all-time defense with the cards that I have. And I don't spend a ton of money on these. They're just cards I find in dime boxes or quarter boxes or whatever that I just enjoy. But when it comes to our defensive line and our linebackers, it was tough because we have so many good players. And actually, I'm going to back up. At the beginning of this video, what I showed was what we call the whiteout. If you've never been to a Penn State game and you have an opportunity to go to the whiteout, whether you like Penn State or not, it's well worth it. It is an amazing college experience. And we only do it once or twice a year, and it's usually for a big home game, Ohio State, Michigan. I think we might have did it for Auburn this past year, I'm not sure. But so back to the cards. And so I do have a couple honorable mentions from what I started to say with the defensive line and the linebackers. So you might be familiar with Rosie Greer, was also an actor, and he was also on site and when Robert Kennedy got shot and tackled the shooter. And God, for you history buffs, I'm going blank on the shooter's name. But another guy that you might know better being on TV announcing games is Matt Millen. And even though it says linebacker here on his card, he was actually a defensive tackle when he played at Penn State. And then Bruce Clark, who was a stud. But those are my honorable mention guys. The first guy I'm going to mention was drafted number 1 in the draft in 2000. And unfortunately, he was a bust. And we've had a lot of running backs that have been bust in the NFL. But when I think of a bust, like Kajana Carter, Blair Thomas, who, when I was there, used to come to our fraternity and hang out, nice guy. And Curtis Enos with the Bears, they didn't amount to where they were drafted, the position, but they were hurt all the time. Where this guy just didn't play very well, but in college he was awesome. So defensive end, I've got an autograph of Courtney Brown. Shows you how valued he is. I got this autograph card for $25, I think. Defensive tackle, Mike Reed. And if I can, I'm going to try showing a college card and an NFL card. Mike Reed is actually very well known in Nashville. He's a composer, and he's won many awards for writing some really big hits. Shout out to my boy Scotty Tradition. He showed this card the other day. Dave Robinson, who's in the Hall of Fame. He was a defensive lineman at Penn State. Even though the card says tight end, back then he was a two-way player. So we're going to go with David Robinson. And I got to go with Tamba Ali to finish off the defensive line. So my honorable mention at linebacker is Micah Parsons. And the reason he's honorable mention is because he only played 2 years. He sat out his final year and didn't play. And then got drafted by the Cowboys and probably the steal of that draft. Just an awesome, awesome football player. But the real number 11 at Penn State is LeVar Arrington. Look at those shoulder pads on that Penn State card. He was just a monster. And at the end of this video, if you make it through this video, or if you fast forward to it, I'm going to play a clip where he jumped over the offensive line against Illinois and tackled the running back in the backfield. Today, that would actually be he'd be thrown out of the game because it was a head-to-head hit. But it was just amazing watching him jump over the line and just nail the running back as soon as he got the ball. Shane Conlon, which I was surprised I don't have a Buffalo Bills card of his. And again, linebacker was so tough because there were so many good ones. I had to go with my homer pick of Jack Ham for the Steelers. And he's actually, he does play-by-play for Penn State now, so he's still very involved. When you get to the defensive backs, these guys made the NFL. That's about the best I can probably say for these guys. They weren't, they didn't do much in the pros. A couple All-American years for some of these guys, and you may never even have heard of some of these guys. But Michael Zordich, whose son played for Penn State, was instrumental in helping a lot of guys stay on the team around 2012 when the big Jerry Sandusky deal went down and pulled a lot of the players together, because at that point everyone could transfer without any penalties or sitting out, kind of like today, but back then you couldn't transfer. Amos Otis, I'm sorry, I'm thinking of baseball. Adrian Amos. I've kept my streak alive of saying something wrong on a video, but that's okay. Played for the Bears for a while. Here I have him in a Packers card. Mark Robinson, All-American at Penn State. Played for Tampa Bay. And then another Steeler. He's also an All-American at Penn State. And that's Darren Perry. We had a really good punter this year who got drafted in the NFL, but I don't know if they'll even make a card of his. But this is just something different that I like to do, especially when vintage gets expensive or is expensive, and it's really a passion of mine. I think I've said this in videos before. If you ask me, would I rather see the Pirates win the World Series or Penn State win a national championship? It'd be really hard for me to pick, but I might lean towards Penn State just because of my personal ties to them. So, Dustin, hope you enjoy this. Hopefully you know a few of these players, but I just came up with what I thought was Penn State's all-time defense based on my cards. So thanks for putting this together. I try to do video response videos for guys I know or like their channels, just to support them. Don't even always know what the prize is, but that's okay. I enjoy your channel, and it was great meeting you at the National last year. So as always, guys, thanks for watching my video, and we are.
Leaves his feet and hits Hickman in the backfield, but this is where your quarterback sees that coming and has to hold his cadence. He knows Arrington is coming. He's timed it up. If you hold your cadence a little bit, you get the offsides. By LeVar Arrington, maybe the best of all these Penn State linebackers, and the fastest since Shane Conlon. Look, he's almost got the quarterback and Hickman in one grasp.
What do they do?